Just wanted to make a real quick video because Tom Coxon, one of the developers of Bitten Studio, just announced a bunch of game mechanics changes in the Bitten Studio Discord, and I wanted to talk about them for a bit. So firstly, Thomas confirmed that multi-copy no longer copies multi-copy. While if you've done any amount of PvP, it effectively made the start of battles last for about 30 seconds upwards, where you're just sitting there and it's a cutscene simulator, which is not great. So it's nice to know that changes have been made to reduce the amount of time we're just idling about being unable to input anything. Then here, yeah, so Tom's essentially just giving us free info because this stuff isn't really gonna warrant marketing stuff, but kind of significant anyway. No duplicate stickers, which is I think an interesting decision, but I think overall this is going to lead to more interesting builds over time, which is in my opinion a good thing because you can no longer do the funny random starter spam, so we'll get to that later, or some of the more clearly overpowered things like for instance stacking hardback in order to leverage insane damage reduction multipliers, or in the case of some speedrun categories, you can have, say, Brushroom use Pain Swipe and then switch into an air type with 3 preemptive strikes in order to just sweep and win through Resonance Overload that way. So, Machine Curse is gone. Kind of an interesting choice here because, well, Machine Curse has been a staple for PvP, at least for standard rules. However, if you've been a member of the community, you would know that we're currently testing out a new rule set which makes Machine Curse obsolete by banning all of the other passive starter move using moves, so no custom starter, random starter, all those sorts of things. Those said starter passives for CB2K2 will now consume AP. We could assume that this could apply for all 7 of them, but only automation, custom starter, and random starter are confirmed to be coming back. One, it's confirmed that Capri is returning. While some have speculated that every single monster from the original cassette piece will be returning, this hasn't been confirmed yet as far as I can tell.
I don't want to spoil too much, which I'll keep saying, I'm sure. I think fans of the first game will be happy with the representation. I'll leave it at that.
So it's kind of nice to know that that's another monster that we can expect to come back. All these starter move using moves now have a 100% probability to activate, but the downside is they now consume AP. Since at the start of battles you start off with about 2 AP, you can gain an extra one with AP starter. You can at most open up with 3 AP, which I think is fairly reasonable, right? So you've got available things like Abracadabra if that's returning back, stuff like Gemstone Wall. You can now have more reliable access to custom starter walls, that sort of things, and also discourages some of the more obnoxious random starter stuff. Now keep in mind here for the AP Factory thing, AP Factory, at least in the original cassette piece, activates at the very end just before the start of the round. So the AP will be shifted long after the starter moves have been activated, but it will help a lot for stacking statuses for future rounds. So this is a confirmed nerf to Capri. It has been reduced from 300 to 255. 255 is still really high because the second highest would be at 200 range attack. It is a funny 2 raised to 8 minus 1 number. It's 2026 now, and we're not restricted to limited bits of information, so I guess this is more of a programming reference. Yeah, the king is dead, but Thomas confirmed that you can still build up 10 AP and then do CS Headshot Capri for the funnies, but you have to build up to 10 AP. Long live the king. Tom confirmed that we still have some of the classic series AP moves like Smack, Spit, those sort of things. And then here is the criticisms I had from the CB2K2 trailer. The new button from the UI is just a shortcut to your first AP sticker for convenience. There's kind of a comment here if it would be nice where you can custom set this for convenience. So like what if it's not a zero AP move that you just want to auto move for the sake of your efficiency? Yes, this was also pointed out that the Capri nerf here means that some of it has to be redistributed elsewhere, since it's typical for most fully remastered or single stage monsters in cassette beasts to have 800 BST. On some rare occasions you have ones that go higher, like Capri with 830 BST. I do kind of wonder if it's better to just drop it down to 800 because it's already so min-maxed anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. Kind of a short video, just reacting to some news. It's cassetting time.